presentation. It's gonna be really friendly. You will see. Where's the presentation? This is the presentation. Suffixes. Okay. Yeah. Can you see the presentation now? Can you? You following me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, thank you. Oh, there is one God. Thank you, you are there. Thanks a bunch. Well, you have already worked with this, with your flashcards. And the previous task was focused on morphology. Okay, the analysis of words, how words change according to particles that we add in order to move from one part of the speech to another category of grammar. You might see how words, meaning, function, pragmatic semantics, and a form, reasons, patterns are connected. If you are able to understand that the most common suffixes in the English language and the word endings are able to change from one part of the speech to another, I mean a word, Lexis, you will be able to increase your vocabulary repertoire. And not only are you going to increase the number of words you know and you're related to and you're familiar with, but you will also be able to communicate in a more, let's say, natural way, in a more suitable way. And it's going to be more suitable because you're going to have the opportunity to choose the words you really need to use. If you lack words, if there is a lack of amount of words, your message and what you want to express, what you want to share and transmit is going to be deterring the real meaning. I don't know if you're following it, but eventually you will. The thing is that when you can transform a noun into a verb or an adjective or into an adverb, well, you actually seem to be able to play with words, to play with language, to use language. And that's what language is all about, language in use, That's why we have changed this perception and this old-fashionable idea and approach and paradigm of a grammar to be focused on form. Grammar is focused on meaning, and it should be focused on use as well. Forms and patterns are very important because they give a security and they are part of fundamental part of language, but we also need to use the language. The procedures we follow in order to learn suffixes, to use suffixes, that is to practice with suffixes, and to discriminate when to use a noun, when to use a verb, or when to use an adverb or an adjective, are closely related to our cognitive procedures. Let's say that we learn some suffixes by heart and we are using memory related strategies that are to be explored in a different session. Well, if you do that, yeah, you're going to be connecting theory with practice, with what you do. Okay. If you write down a sentence example for each of the suffixes you're using, you are likely to work with compensatory strategies. in order to explore and identify the ways the word can vary according to meaning. The meanings, the different meanings of a word according to the suffix. Now, if we keep on practicing, we eventually will figure out when to use a noun, or when to use a verb, or when to use an adverb. And we're gonna be able to know the proper way to transform the word and use it in a contextualized manner. I mean, the register will be correct, accurate, yeah, let's say, will be fluent, and you will discriminate, you will have the ability to discriminate how to express your emotions in the most suitable way possible. Yeah, an example could be, instead of saying to go to school is nice for me, well, in a high register, you might use going to school is nice for me. Well, little by little, we're going to reflect on what I'm trying to get at. Take a look at the example of concept. Okay, concept. Concept is a noun, right? Concept, an idea, right? An idea, a concept. Well, you can pluralize the word, and the S in concepts is already a suffix. Or you can change the noun into a higher register one, conception. It's not a name, no, it's not a name. Conception is a noun, but it has a different register. What is a register? It's employed in a different context, maybe academic, scientific. Okay, so you start not noticing, well, you should start noticing when to use words, what they mean, and when they should be employed. If we continue with the same word, we can find out that a concept can be changed into an adjective, and we have conceptual. Okay, and now adjectives, you already know what adjectives work for, right? So they work for describing the action, etc. Okay, we have already checked that. An adverb, conceptually, it might modify the verb or even the adjective. Conceptualize, which is a verb, an action, right? Stative, whether stative or an action itself. Conceptualization, another noun. So can you see how many words you can actually take out from the root concept? A lot, right? And just by means of using suffixes. This is just one example. I have already checked your flashcards and you used a variety of suffixes. So what I want you to do now is to share with me a couple of suffixes, but don't go to your flashcards, okay? Don't go to your flashcards. Just try to remember the words that you employ, and let's see whether you can remember or not. It's not very easy, of course. It's not that you're gonna learn every single word, every single suffix from one week to another. It's gonna be a process. But I guess some of you might remember the most common suffixes. These are very common. They are related to noun endings. Check them out. Okay, here they are. Now, We also have common noun endings for people. Okay, check it out. I would like you to let me know whether you have a noun that relates to things and that ends up with the following suffix. Anybody who can help me, please. Nobody?
Condition.
Condition. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, condition. Okay. Sorry, here you have. What about this one? Another person who can help me? Anybody? No? What about conclusion? Conclusion? Does it work? Conclusion? Is a noun?
Tension.
Yeah, could be. Think? Well, it's not think, it's a concept, but it's a noun. What about this one? Anybody who can help me?
Confidence.
Confidence. Thank you very much. Confidence. Very well. What about this one?
Entrance.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. This one is very common. What about this one? Can anybody help me? Please.
Veracity.
Okay, good. What about that one?
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. What about this?
Freedom.
Okay. That one?
Health.
Good. One for this?
Knowledge.
That's
Correct. Average. Okay. Storage. This one?
Healthy.
Well, healthy might be an adjective. Yeah, that might be an adjective.
Rainy.
But can you think of any other?
early.
Early. Well, early is actually an adverb. What about city? Does it work? Maybe. What about this one?
Friendship. Worship.
Relationship.
Perfect. This one?
Attitude.
Yeah. This one?
Optimism.
Yeah. Okay. What about that one?
Democracy.
Democracy.
Yeah, good. So you are remembering your flashcards. This one?
Technology.
Biology.
That one?
Madness.
Happiness.
Correct.
Coolness.
This one?
Installment.
Okay. And finally this one.
Outlet.
Perfect. Excellent. Yeah. Very well. Uh-huh. Yeah, bracelet or pamphlet, etc. Outline. Very fast. So we have a couple of common endings for nouns, right? We are dividing words. We are analyzing the morphological structure of words. Now, eventually, by adding sample sentences, sounds, pronunciation, dividing the parts of the speech with your vocabulary charts, you will come up with the process of discrimination. And This is in order to separate use, okay, that is pragmatics, meaning, semantics, form, patterns, grammar, mechanics, in a holistic way, you know, because then well, first of all, you separate them, then you integrate them. Okay, this is our goal. Now, what you're doing by means of remembering words, storing words, um, working with, let's say, patterns, you are also working with your cognitive processes. The same you're doing for language might be implemented for learning, let's say, learning a recipe for cooking, right? I don't know if you like cooking. I do. Yeah, maybe you do. So the procedures are gonna be in nature similar. They're gonna share commonalities because that's the way you think, that's the way you structure things, that's the way you digest information, and I want you to practice it, and I want you to do it rather than read about it. Of course, we need to read and we need to go for a couple of definitions and analysis and reflection. But before doing so, you need to do it. You need to experience it, and you need to contextualize it with language, because that's what we're here for. You know, we are going to focus on and not only on language, we're going to focus on the global language this day and age. We're going to be concentrated on English because that's our area of expertise. Common noun endings for people, well, you have photographer, a janitor, scientist, well, can anybody help me with this one? Sergeant, maybe employee, interviewee. What about this one?
Ethic.
Thank you. A politician, lieutenant. Well, okay. So we also have this opportunity for separating, you know, now things and people, in order to work on the use of the words a little bit more. Now, let's go for verb endings. Well, you have here sweeten, you know, from an adjective to a verb, or intensified, or satisfied, or criticized, or a stonate, or well, I can't think of any other example. Yeah. Now, when learning how to use, well, how to work with morphology, we need to be really careful, and we need to take a look at differences. Some of the differences and exceptions of the rule, and that's why you're going to work inductively rather than deductively, is that you will find inconsistencies, such as spelling, because we have these two main domains of the English language. Let's say the most powerful representations of spelling regarding the English language, American and British. And you're going to check how spelling changes, you know, from one to another. This is also part of your development, language development, awareness, and consciousness of language. We're going to explore as well the cultural dimension of learning a language, and how the concept of Englishes is likely to help you understand, and just to shed light on differences and also on commonalities regarding English. Which one is correct? American spelling or British spelling? Both are. Both of them are correct. It's gonna be your learning context, the one which is going to shape your very own spelling. If you have already taken lessons since childhood and you had, you know, mostly British British teachers or, you know, or British books, yeah, or the input was closely related to the British spelling, well, you're likely to keep on following the same spelling. But on the other hand, if your previous training and your background regarding learning and languages is more related to the American spelling, well, you're likely to follow the American spelling and the pronunciation as well. If you had all the input related to American English, of course, it's going to be influencing your spelling and your pronunciation. Both are correct, but you need to be aware of the differences. Now, regarding adjective endings, oh well, here you have a couple of different endings: a gorgeous, practical, responsible, you know, Irish. Yeah. Okay.
I said foolish.
Yeah, perfect. Giant or grotesque, empathetic or logical, selfishness. Yeah, sorry.
Useless.
Useless. Thank you very much. Thank you for your help. Oh my God. Yeah. Creative, yeah, silly, or forgetful. Okay, so you have common adjective endings. Now, adjectives. Okay, not only not only verbs, not only nouns, but adjectives, and also for adverbs such as likely or likewise, otherwise, etc. So you work with these suffixes with your let's see, flashcards. Sorry, was losing my train of thought. 15 more flashcards. No, don't worry, that's not necessary. Not at all. How are we doing? Oh, well, we still have time. Well, take a look at this. Word formation, which is quite an ability. You have a verb, achieve, and you have a noun, achievement. Amuse, which is a verb, you can look it up if you need to. Amusement, which is a noun. Argue, argument. Develop, development. Encourage, encouragement. Excite, excitement. Improve, improvement. Involve, involvement. Judge, judgment. Measure, measurement. All right, from verbs to nouns. Now, from verbs, from adjectives to nouns by using ness, which is a suffix. Aware, awareness. Dark, darkness. Forgetful, forgetfulness. Happy, happiness. Homeless, homelessness. Interesting, right? Lazy, laziness. Check how the words change in spelling from Y to I. Lonely, loneliness. Rude, rudeness. Tidy, tidiness. Weak, weaknesses. So in here, you can start working on your own patterns. Working on them. okay? Because you actually systematize them. We cannot talk about rules, we can't, because we're going to find exceptions, and that's deductive learning. I'd rather go for this inductive approach so that you can start discriminating, separating, forming, constructing, deconstructing, okay? And we focus on 3 different dimensions: form, patterns, function, use, meaning, okay? Now, take a look at the at both charts, okay? Take a look at both charts. Here you have 1 more minute. Try to focus on how to change a verb into noun and how to change an adjective into noun. Okay, good, very well. Now, let's keep on going. I want you to help me working with the following fill in the blanks exercise. Okay, remember the ones, here they are. Okay. Can any volunteer help me reading the first one? What you need to do is to complete the sentence with the appropriate form of the word. The word is a noun.
I can do it.
Yeah, thank you, Alfredo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to make an announcement.
Thank you very much. An announcement. Where is it? In well, it's not here, right? No, well, it's not. But well, we're following the pattern to a certain extent. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Fredo. Now we have another one. Check it out. You need to fill in the blank with the appropriate form of the word homeless. Of course, you need to look it up. No? Homeless.
I can do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Homelessness is a problem everywhere, not just in big cities.
Yeah, homelessness. Then you have a noun. Where is homeless? Homeless. Here it is. Adjective. A homeless person. A person who has no home, who lives in the streets, right? Homelessness is a noun, you know. So the problem of homelessness in Jalapa is quite severe. Homelessness is a problem everywhere. And now, instead of referring to people who are homeless, you can use the noun, you know, and you register just increases, you know, it's higher. The next one, can anybody help me with this one? Rude.
I can. His rudeness made me very angry.
Thank you very much. Rudeness. There you have. Okay. Another person, please. We treat.
Me, I can.
Please.
What treatment does your doctor recommend for the flu?
Okay. Another one. Another person with argue.
Me.
Anybody? Yeah.
We had a
Please.
big argument about whose turn it was to wash up.
Argument. Okay. And then we can keep on going, you know. Darkness. Equipment. Judgment. What about this one? Can anybody help me with this one?
Me.
The interviewer, yeah.
The interviewer asked me about my strengths and weakness.
Okay. Now,
I have
yeah,
a,
I
I have
knew
a
it.
question.
I don't know why, but I knew it. Yeah. Strengths and weakness or weaknesses.
It's,
Weaknesses.
it's plural.
Weaknesses, right? Weaknesses. And check how pronunciation has an impact on grammar and vocabulary, you know? Pronunciation might be influencing the meaning of what you want to say, okay? And of course, if it's affecting the meaning, it might influence the pattern itself, you know? And this is grammar. It's you know, grammar is a let's say an ingrained, yeah, it's a collaboration of many factors. Yeah, grammar is made up of this sense, meaning, context, whether cultural or social, right? And patterns. You need to follow the pattern, strengths and weaknesses. But if you say weakness, yeah, the message is it's affected, you know, it is affected. So when learning suffixes, when learning parts of the speech, when learning new lexis, it's also to go back to what we have explored regarding the International Phonetic Alphabet, okay? How do particles sound, okay? And then to explore and to practice and to use the words. Weakness, of course, one weakness, but you say two weaknesses. And this is, you know, why this is why we are working with a variety of a variety of options. Yeah, they should be referred as to options, you know. They are options for you to learn. Now you have encouragement, amazement, and the company has made lots of improvements. You cannot say improvement, you know, because now you previously have lots of, and if you go for quantifiers regarding grammar, yeah, you will figure out that after lots of, you need a plural noun, improvements, so that your message can make sense. The company has made lots of improvements to its internet services. Okay, and well, this is just an example of how, you know, the integration of vocabulary chart, flashcards, journal, a dynamics in class, etc. You know, they aim at developing competence, okay, and communicative competence, linguistic competence, meta-linguistic competence, by means of different cognitive styles, different cognitive approaches, different learning strategies. But be patient. Be patient. We're going to explore the theory, and for some of you, you know, discovering what compensatory strategies are, it's not gonna make much difference. But practicing with compensatory strategies and identifying how you use them, well, that's gonna be meaningful. Here you have a couple more: forgetfulness, achievement, enjoyment, arrangements, okay, arrangements, check the context of the sentence, tiredness, loneliness. Of course, you need to be careful with the spelling, okay? Well, I had designed an activity for us to practice with how to change a noun, an adjective into a noun, how to change a verb into a noun, But unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna work. So, well, we need to keep on working with this autonomous approach. Well, but anyways, no homework. That's not the homework. Well, this is another list. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be really tiring. Yeah. But I guess some of them might be found in your flashcards. You know. So you have different options for changing a verb into noun. You know. Here you have more and more. Oh, wow. I had prepared another activity. I forgot to get rid of this slide, but it was about the speaking. Yeah, anyways, sorry. No, sorry for that. This could work. No, not really. Okay. Just I want you to practice a little bit more with the following. They are called transformation sentences. Okay, keyword transformation sentences. But most of you are intermediate learners. Yeah, some of you are beginners. So we have a multi-level classroom. But it's going to be a good introduction to how to use words appropriately. What you need to do is to complete the second sentence. This is the first sentence. This is the second sentence. By keeping the same meaning as the first one. Use a noun ending NESS form from the underlined adjective. This is the underlined adjective. The sentence says, sorry, simple WhatsApp. People are more aware of the environment these days. Now, please type it there, in a Word file. Type it there in a Word file. And complete the second sentence so that it keeps the same meaning as the first one. Please do it. Okay, you can type it or you can write it down. Yeah, by handwriting, you decide. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay, can you say it aloud? Can you complete it, please, Victor?
There is more awareness about the environment these days.
Correct, okay. And now you can see how the words that were previously written and that were written after the word aware, which is an adjective, change dramatically. They change dramatically because the order of sentences are different. Now, in order to be able to deconstruct words and to match the words which are related to different parts of the speech, well, we need to work with these three dimensions, okay? Form, use, and meaning. And it's a very good idea to learn chunks of words, words which are linked. Awareness about, awareness of, aware of, awareness about. And then you start looking up the collocations, okay? Is it suitable for you to go and say awareness of or awareness about. Well, you look it up and you start recording your insights. You start recording your patterns. Okay. There is, well, you say people are, but there is. Well, it's for your reflection, okay? It's not for grading your level of English or anything similar. No, this is for your reflection. Next one, please type it or write it down. Write it down or type it. He was very kind to us during our stay. Another one. If you're nervous before giving a talk, it's not a bad thing. Type it or write it down. You decide. Next. I'm not sure how useful these instructions will be. And now we have use. Now we have words in real use. Of course, these are very short contexts, okay? They are not enough. But it's a good attempt for us to discriminate settings. Okay? 3 more. Quite a lot of men over the age of 40 go bald. Okay? Next. She was willing to negotiate. Ah, sorry, I forgot to underline the adjectives. Well, this one is bold. This one is willing. She was willing to negotiate. Go bold. I can't stand it when people are selfish. This is the word. I forgot to underline the words. Selfish. One more. You get more forgetful as you get old. This is the one, forgetful. You get more forgetful as you get old. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sentences which are gonna be worked out for homework, okay? And you're going to include them in your dynamics in class. Oh, no. Okay. I stop sharing the presentation now. Oh, nice. Oh my. Well, we're going to stop it now. Yeah, we're going to stop the session. I think that's gonna be the end of the topic with suffixes. We might go back with a couple of prefixes. I'm not sure, maybe later. But I think you have this homework which is likely to enhance reflection. You need to work on the keyword transformations we just checked. You need to write a journal entry. Okay, you don't have flashcards for this week. No, you don't. And you need to work with your vocabulary charts. But I would like to see that you took into consideration this idea of a dynamic system. It's not that we want to go for rules, but for reasons. It's not that we're going to learn isolated words, but chunks of words. Words that make sense, words that have meaning. And you're going to reflect on the most suitable contexts in which you can use such words in order to connect forms, meaning, and use. Okay, so I think it's not only about related words, but to work with Lexis and to well, start becoming more competent at the language. I don't think it's going to be necessary to explore the literature on learning strategies so far. For next session, we're going to focus on categorization, which is quite connected. It's linked to the separation of words and parts of the speech. We're going to categorize the couple of words. We're going to start with our first presentation, which is about categorization. And that's going to be part of your evaluation as well. I don't know if you have any question. It would be nice to hear from you because I talking and talking, but do you have any questions about the homework? Less homework, yeah, I told you it's not gonna be that demanding. No, just be patient. Then maybe we have a couple of things to do, of course, yeah, because that's the way it is. We need to keep up with the rhythm, but it's gonna be decreasing little by little. Okay, so be patient and be aware of the fact that the literature on learning styles, learning strategies, multiple intelligences is there. Okay, you can surf the net, it's there. But it does not make much sense to go for the theory first because you won't relate it to your real context. It won't be meaningful. And we are focusing on language because it's our area of expertise. But instead of working with suffixes, we could be working with how to use the reverse in a car. Okay. Well, eventually, yeah, you will figure it out. It will make sense. But in the meanwhile, patience and discipline, commitment is going to help you a lot. Okay. Camila, yeah, you have a question, Camila?
About the presentation of categorization or
Categorization,
categorization.
And that's it. Well, by the way, this is a good example, of suffixes and pronunciation, and how everything is connected. For British English, you say categorization. Interesting, right? And for American English, you say categorization. It changes, right? A bit, but it does. So it's also good to share light on that. I check that some of your flashcards have sound. That's amazing, you know. You found this application online, and I think that's really helpful. Yeah, that was really nice. I can't remember which one, but it's I actually detected for about 4 different websites. You know. About the presentation of categorization, do not worry, don't get stressed, Camila. Don't be anxious. The presentation is for next week, and I will let you know the details. It's
Okay.
not for this week. For this week, we need to finish up with suffixes, Lexis, words, and then we go for categorization and to represent how we store knowledge and we store information. Yeah, the presentation is gonna be asynchronic, of course. Yeah, you're not gonna be presenting here in front of us. You know, you can see the example of myself presenting. Yeah, it's not that interaction I would like to foster. You know, it's just a chalk and talk. But you're going to record yourselves presenting. That's going to be more interesting. You know, it's going to be part of your evaluation. And then to share your presentation with the others, with your classmates, and your mates are going to be suggesting, commenting, contributing, and it's going to be a peer dialogue, a beautiful peer dialogue. And you know, those are the advantages of working online. We need to take advantage of the benefits and to work on the constraints. But the procedures and the instructions are going to be given next Tuesday. Okay, next Tuesday, and we'll arrange dates and dynamics, etc. Don't worry. Okay, Camila.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Camila. Okay, do you have any question, Alejandra? Alejandra Velasquez? No?
No.
No, sorry. Thought you were kind of raising your hand, but well, no questions. I just want you to thank you for your flashcards, yeah, for exploring, you know, for surfing the net, for working with PDF, for working with Excel, for working with Word, or even PowerPoint was useful for some of you. And I think you are very creative, and it's gonna bear fruit for you. Okay, I promise. Just patience, and well, keep on working hard. No more questions? No comments?
Teacher.
Yeah, Jose. No, not really.
No.
Okay.
Teacher,
Well, yeah.
I have a question, but it's not related with the class. It's another thing. I just need to know if the next Monday, on November 2nd, the university works.
No, we don't have any classes on Monday. It's
Okay.
the Day of the Dead.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. We don't have any classes on Monday the 2nd, nor Monday the 16th. Okay. But, you know, thank God we don't have any classes on Monday in this course, I guess. But you are
Yes.
taking more courses, right? You're taking more courses, English and computer science and, you know, área básica courses, right? And also reading and writing, you know. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to stop recording the session. The session is going to be uploaded to Eminus.